With so many CPUs and GPUs to choose from, it can be quite difficult to know which one you should actually pick to get the best bang for your buck for your gaming PC without running into any potential lag or other nasty bottlenecks. In this video, we're gonna go over the best budget CPU and GPU combo to consider for your next gaming PC in 2022. We're gonna start with the cheapest, best bang for your buck entry level category first, and finish off with the best mid-range pick to consider at the end of the video. So starting off with the entry level category, and for the CPU part, the answer to the $1,000,000 question whether to pick Intel or AMD is quite easy to answer, as AMD more or less are leaving the market open for Intel to dominate. They are rightfully doing so with the Core i3-12100F coming in at $99. This is Intel's entry-level 12th-gen processor that comes packed with a 4-core 8-thread part, which is fast enough to game at 1080p with very good results. Simply put, if you have a strict limited budget, this is your answer. Now the F at the end means that the processor is lacking an onboard GPU, but since we're gonna use a dedicated one, we can save a bit of cash by picking up the F variant and spend the extra pile of cash on a dedicated GPU. Intel's 12th gen offers stellar single-threaded performance, and while 4 cores may sound a bit low for gaming in 2022, it is actually perfectly suitable for a budget GPU, such as the GTX 1650 Super, the RTX 3050, or perhaps a second-hand GTX 1060, or even an RX 570 or an RX 580 from Team Red. A Core i3 plus a GTX 1650 Super will bring a total cost to about $260, and this is a killer combo for an ultra budget gaming PC build under $500. With this combo you can enjoy 1080p gaming at about 50 to about 160 FPS in some of the most popular games. Now that being said, while GPU prices have come down, we haven't still quite reached MSRP pricing yet. And if you'd rather wait a bit for GPU prices to come down even further, another option would be to pick up a Ryzen 5 5600G APU and use this as a stopgap to game on until the GPU market has stabilized. Now, I recently made a video covering a complete PC build with the 5600G, including gaming benchmarks, which you can check out in the link down below. Please keep in mind though that while the Ryzen 5 5600G offers better CPU performance stand against the 12100F, the onboard graphics on the 5600G is actually quite slow, and if gaming in 900p low settings isn't your cup of tea and you're looking for something much stronger, I recommend going for the RTX 3050 and pair it with the Core i3-12100, and this combo will cost you about $350 to $400. Now this combination gives you solid 60 FPS, 1080p performance, high to very high settings in most games out there. RTX branded GPUs also gives you the benefits of some very good technologies you definitely don't want to skip over. Now arguably the most important one spells the DLSS, which is an AI-based resolution scaler that can increase the performance quite significantly without any noticeable downgrade to the overall gaming experience. The 12100F and the RTX 3050 combo can easily be run on a 550 unit, and which you can find at about $30 to $35. Now Intel is selling a wide range of motherboards for the 12th gen series CPUs, where the H and the B series are more of the budget lineup, and the Z lineup is targeting the more high-end enthusiast. Now for this combo specifically, I highly recommend going for the B series motherboard, and you can easily find one with basically everything you can possibly ask for about $100. Now, all in all guys, this is a killer setup example I would highly recommend to anyone looking for a high quality budget gaming PC build. Now, let's say you have a few more dollars to spend and you're looking to take your gaming experience to 1440p or perhaps high FPS 1080p competitive gaming. In that case, I recommend going for either the Core i5-12400F or the Ryzen 5 5600 and pair it with either an RTX 3060 or a Radeon RX 6600. The 3060 is a brilliant 1080p high FPS GPU and I highly recommend it if you already have a high refresh rate, 144Hz 1080p monitor. Now, thanks to 12 gigs of VRAM and DLSS support, 1440p gaming is also a valid option, as can be seen. But let's say you're already sitting on an AMD based platform. Instead of jumping ship completely, I recommend going for the Ryzen 5 5600 or perhaps the 5600X. This will save you lots of money and you can get a CPU that can handle basically any high-end GPU without being a bottleneck. Now, if you plan on reusing an older Ryzen motherboard, for example, just make sure, guys, that your motherboard supports Ryzen 5000 CPUs. Most actually do, but you may have to do a BIOS update in order to get things to fully work. Ryzen 5000 CPUs actually works exceptionally good with the latest Radeon cards, as you can activate something called Smart Access Memory and enjoy a sweet performance boost in several popular titles. For this combination, I recommend picking up a Radeon RX 6600, which nowadays can be found at MSRP, something that was unheard of just a few weeks ago. Now keep in mind though, guys, that while Radeon based GPUs are often cheaper and easier to find in stock, stand against RTX based counterparts, AMD still lacks a good competitive AI resolution scaler and ray tracing performance is not as good as it is on Nvidia. Still, it can be a killer combo worth considering if you're looking for a high-end 1080p and 1440p gaming PC build at competitive pricing. Here is a side-by-side comparison to give you guys a better idea how each setup stands in terms of pricing. Now, all CPUs and GPU combos can be found to the best and latest pricing linked up down below. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down below. Now, if you're tired of the GPU shortage and you're looking to build a cheap gaming PC below $500 right now, click on the video on screen right now. I will be back with a brand new video in just a few days. Have an awesome day.